The crew and I are on Konosh at the night market enjoying ourselves. And what is this I see? Is that a ghost? No. It's my estranged father, Bosch, who abandoned my mother and I when I was a young child because my older brother was slain by a younger warrior. This resentment and anger is harbored inside of me for my whole entire life. When I saw him, all I could see is red. But after calming down, I exchanged numbers with him. On the back of his jacket, I recognize a mysterious symbol that's in connection with the Klingon criminal family, Rane. He tells me he's a security guard. I laugh because I find it ironic that a father like himself is a security guard when he's caused me nothing but insecurity.
And so we notice Omek at the bat left stall in the middle of the night market, and we go over to inspect the wares. Some bat lefts look to be of better quality than usual, and I haggle heartily with a merchant just to secure this curious bat left at a low valuable price. Our engineer and science officer discerned that the handle is made of a woven marble from Vosef in the Cathar system, the same one newly targeted for colonization by the Klingon Empire. Then we cut back in time and find Idaj at the destined dinner date, years in the making, with her old flame, Nivek. Over an awkward meal of gah, the two of them reconnect over time lost and lives lived. Just as they agree to chat further over a glass of blood wine at Nivek's home, Idaj is interrupted by a call from her senior officer, Kotar.
Okay, everybody. I know you're used to blood and violence and all of the other great things that happen whenever me, Kotar, ends up in the story. But guess what? Today you get some of that. Not all of it, because I have to find my mate. I don't have to find her. I have to meet my mate that I'm set up with by my parents for Ponfar. Well, I meet the mate, Vinek, at a dinner held by my family. She's a lovely lady. She's very knowledgeable about many things. We go off and we talk about how impressive outer space is. And then after that, I go, you know what's great? Fighting. And she says, I agree. I was like, I found the right one. And then I call my commander, Idaj, to see what she's doing. Nothing that important. So she comes over and then, as my champion, fights my potential mate in a glorious display of combat. They go at each other. Let me tell you what, it was tight. And then after that is done, Vinek and I go off to have the best night of Ponfar that's ever existed. Get some!
So after I was interrupted from my very special date with a new shoulder wound, we go back to Nivek's home where he can help patch me up and help me lick my wounds. He helps me with some very special healing that only he knows how to deliver.
Reporting in for Dua, who is currently indisposed. This episode, Dua visited their childhood home and their former guardian, Mteth, who abandoned the child down the river of blood. Dua, now an adult, challenged the now older Mteth to a ritual combat. Dua won the combat, but still left Mteth with his life to ponder what he has done. Dua then heads down to the river banks of the River of Blood, gets in a small boat, and pushes off to see what they may find.
The next morning, we receive a communication. The Borku has been called back to action. Her crew is to return to the ship and head to the Cathar system. Before we go, Oran, the Gintak of House Kvek, calls me aside. He lets me know that he has not found out who has been conspiring against my family, but he promises he will find out. But he also lets me know that there are those with House Duras on the ship, including someone on our senior staff. We both agree to keep an eye out for this traitor. Before we reboard our ship, Omek makes a call to his father, letting him know that we are leaving Konosh with that, we re-enter the Borku, awaiting our next orders.
What will Dua find on their boat ride down the River of Blood? What will the crew of the IKS Borku find out on their new mission to the Cathar system? We'll find out next time here on Blood of the Void at QueueTimes. Hello, Bex, and welcome to Blood of the Void, a live play TTRPG playing the Modifius Klingon 2D20 Star Trek Adventures system. My name is Elisa Pearl. I am your game master for this evening. And before we begin tonight's story, just a couple of quick announcements. And also I want to give the cast the chance to shout out whatever else they are working on these days. So first announcement is to please follow us at Blood Void RPG on Twitter and Instagram. We are a part of a wonderful streaming group called the Stream Punks. And if you didn't know already, we have a Patreon. One of the things that keeps this game going and our sister show Clear Skies going is the fact that we have patrons like many of you who are watching who support us. If you haven't already, please do jump in the Patreon, sign up for one of our levels. We have some really great stuff that we're going to be actually updating the Patreon with that will especially make it worth your while to join us. So please do check that out. And also, heads up, I'm gonna just say this on stream. If you want us to play Klingon games more often, help us get more patrons, because we want to play this game more often, but we need the support financially. So sign up for Patreon and we will hopefully be playing this game twice a month. That's our goal. Okay, so that's it from on my end. Cast, my lovely crew, does anyone have any announcements of shows that they're doing or anything you want to share?
Let's Get Wildmount starts back up this Saturday. The show I do over on Critical Bard's channel is starting back up at 1:30 p.m. this upcoming Saturday. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, part 3 of the Colonial Marines game that we did with Alien and Free League Press, I think, is this upcoming Saturday. I think that we still have one more episode. And that'll be at, I think, 11:30 a.m. if I'm remembering that correctly. But
nice. That'll be here, right?
That'll be here on QueueTimes, yeah.
Awesome.
But that'll be the final part. So yeah, I'm excited. Lots of good stuff. If you want like a more extensive breakdown of my schedule, it's over on my Twitch channel. So,
which is
Shidari Aki, SHIDAREAKI.
Wow.
Thank you very much.
What a flex right there.
Yeah. Now, everyone, please sign your names.
Well, let me call my little nephew. Who knows how to do that?
I mean, AKI is really easy, so.
I used to know how to sign my name, but I need to relearn that. I forgot. Real talk. Anyone else have any other announcements?
If you live in LA, I got an improv show happening on Wednesday. Or you can go watch Girl Daddy on HBO Max and support my girlfriend. So there we go. All right, bam.
Yay. Is she in it or worked on it?
It's a stand-up special. She's a comedian. Yeah, her name is Beth Stelling. So go check it out.
Oh, nice. Yes.
I don't have any work coming up, but I love that I'm still featured in stock photo shoots every so often. So if you ever see any, I love it when people send it to me. So I can see just how much my face is in the universe. So I will always welcome, like, hey, I saw you at the Iowa street fair. That's great to me. I love seeing it.
And
did you post?
So you recently, someone posted you in, was it Jimmy Kimmel or
no, John
late
Oliver,
night
right?
show?
Last Week Tonight.
John Oliver.
Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, where they pulled me as like a good teacher, and I'm like, heck yeah, I am. So
love it. Awesome. Oh goodness, now I'm going to keep an eye out for more Jade sightings and stock footage. I love it. Okay, any other last call before we start? And so now we will start Blood of the Void. We begin tonight's story in the past. 3 weeks ago, the crew of the IKS Borku set off from Konosh on orders from the Klingon High Council. Those orders were to go to the Cathar system and await further orders upon their arrival. But before leaving their home world, one of our crew members had one more thing on their list of to-dos. Dua, in our previous session, you had visited your childhood home. You confronted your former foster parents of sorts. And you had an almost to the death combat with your former foster dad, holding him accountable for his wrongs in sending you off to die on the River of Blood. Moments after that nearly fatal combat, where you spared his life and left him bleeding in the arms of his wife, your former foster mother, you stepped away from the house, walked down towards the riverbank through the trees. You commandeered their small sailboat. You got in and you pushed off onto the River of Blood. And so this is where we pick up tonight. Dua, you are in this small boat, sailing down this river that you remembered from when you were younger. And your memories start to come back to you as you see the shifting landscape. The first thing you remember when you push yourself off from the shore is that last time someone else pushed you off, Mukesh, your foster father, supposed foster father, who wordlessly sent you away without telling you what offense you had committed, without telling you what would happen to you, without telling you if he would even see you again. He sends you away. And you, reliving that memory as you push yourself off, almost see the ghost of a younger Mukesh standing on the shore. But he flits away, disappears from your mind, and you turn back to the river. You see the trees, logs, the occasional larger rock formations on the riverbanks. The environment changes. Your last journey down the river took days. And this journey also takes days. Night and day turn over one another. You sleep. You can tell me if you brought any provisions with you, water or food.
I think Dua actually didn't bring any provisions. They're in a way trying to recreate the experience they had as a child.
The lack of water and the lack of food after the second day starts to affect your mind. You're a hardy, strong Klingon warrior with redundant organs, so you're fine for 2 days. But after 2 days, you start to get these vivid dreams when you do fall asleep, and you have trouble staying awake. And some of the visions and dreams you see are people on the shores. You see your crewmates. You see Adaj, Omek, Ra'amyan, and Kotar calling you back. Where are you going? Come back. Calling out to you. And then they flit away from your view. You see Mukesh dying on the rocks. You see his bright magenta pink blood dribbling into the river, but then it's gone from view. You look down into the water sometimes and see fish, but then some of them are gone from view. You're not sure what is real and what is just in your mind. After the third day of this, the water becomes more turbulent and rocky. The splashing waves against your boat start to rock it back and forth, and you start to not be sure if you are going to capsize. And I'd like you to make a control and engineering, or actually control and con check to see if you're able to pilot this small boat safely through the rocky shore.
Control con. Okay. That is, let's see. Could I use troubleshooting for this?
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Cool. Then I have 2 successes. I don't know if I asked you what the difficulty of this was.
Yeah, sorry, I also didn't tell you. Sorry, I should have told you before you told me your successes. The difficulty, because this is a small boat that is rickety, because you're on difficult water and you're delirious, the difficulty is 3.
Okay, I only got 2 successes.
Okay. You try your best to navigate the boat around the rocks and the turbulent water. But unfortunately, you hit against a rock. And the boat doesn't immediately capsize, but you start taking on water. The boat still is thrust forward down the path of the river as it narrows and becomes windy. And it starts to go downhill. The rushing water now just taking you and your boat with it, the boat leaking water into it as well. After about 150 feet of this windy, turbulent path and the boat just being more and more taken on water, you finally are just thrust by the water into a riverbank and rocks.
I think Dwa, like, it is, if there were anybody here with them who wasn't not familiar with them, they would probably be kind of surprised by Dwa's reaction to this, because Dwa is not frustrated by the fact that the ship has crashed. The first thing they do is they basically try to get up onto the bank of the river. And they're looking for familiar landmarks. They're trying to see if they've managed to get close enough to what they were looking for.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an insight. Let's say insight command.
Okay.
To see if you recognize this terrain.
What's the difficulty level?
Difficulty will be, we'll say the difficulty is 1.
Okay. Insight command?
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Hacha. I got exactly 1 success.
Okay. Tell me, what is it that you're looking for exactly? What type of markers you're looking for?
Sure. To the naked eye, this looks like just a regular, like, riverbank, trees and stuff like that. But there are a specific set of markings that indicate a trail for a person who is familiar, that would be able to find those markings. They aren't necessarily in a language that per se. Unless you've spent some time in this place, you wouldn't actually understand what the markings indicated. And Dwa sees those markings, and their hand goes to their chest, and they kind of clutch their amulet in their hand beneath their armor, and kind of move forward, following those markings into the woods.
Yeah. So you continue down this path, and the memories it brings back are different now, because when you first came to this area, you actually you wouldn't remember the first time you passed this way, because someone saved you from disaster on the rocks. But you do have memories of hiking over here, of exploring this part of the woods, retracing your steps, playing with friends in these same woods. And so the memories are becoming more fond and warm as you continue down the path.
Dwa, like every now and again, will kind of reach out and like touch a tree or a rock, something that kind of hold a specific memory for them. But they are looking for the little hidden community a little bit further back from the shoreline. And perhaps there's some sort of signal, like a whistle or some kind of sound like that they make as they approach, just to let the people ahead know that the person approaching is friendly and familiar.
Okay, so you make that whistle sound. You
Yeah.
Okay, that signal. Great. And do you continue forward?
Yes.
Okay.
I keep going until I get to where I'm going.
Yeah. And go ahead and describe what it looks like when you first see this community again.
So it's a little bit like a much more rustic. It's somewhere in between what you'd find on the moon of Endor and like the like Lothlorien. It's somewhere in the middle of that. It is a tree. It is like kind of a like tree loft sort of community. Like there's stuff on the ground as well. Like probably a lot of like their essentials are ground based, but like living quarters are kind of all up in the trees. You know, it's sturdy while still being kind of yeah, rustic. It's a little outside of what you would expect to find on a Klingon planet, but that is kind of the point. This is the afterlife after all, and so it isn't going to look the same as what you're necessarily used to, and it's not developed in the same way. It's definitely a community that's kind of based itself on creating within its means. But this is Grethor.
And as you enter Grethor, your signal has alerted people that someone was on their way, someone they weren't expecting, someone who knows the signal to have returned. And you see the people of this community start to gather and poke their heads out from their tree lofts. Some people are maybe on the ground tending to bales of hay and other supplies. They look up from behind them, and all of them are surprised to see you. Every single face, surprised, and yet also many of them are delighted. Some of them are younger and didn't exist when you were last here. And you see them peer at you surprised because in their young lives, they never saw someone just walk in unassisted from the river.
Hail, fellow dead. I come seeking our mother.
A young woman who's the one attending to the bales of hay. She puts down her farming tool and comes over to you, walks slowly at first, but then kind of runs up to you and hugs you. Hi.
Hi. Looks like everything is more or less as I left it.
Yeah, nothing changes here.
Well, some things change. You've changed.
Yeah, you've changed too. What's all this? She smacks your armor.
I am an engineer now on a starship.
Wow. That is amazing. And an older couple comes around the corner, having heard the signal, having heard the hubbub of people. The people have been now spreading the word to the rest of the community about the visitor. The older couple rounds the corner, and you recognize them as well. And the same, they walk up to you, timid at first, The man holds back, but the woman at first hangs back for a second. The woman comes to you and holds your hands, looks up into your face.
It is good to see you.
It is good to see you too, young one.
Not so young anymore. Not so young.
Well, who are you telling?
You look great. I need to speak with her.
We'll take you right to her.
Thank you. You can tell me what's been going on since I left.
Oh, yes. They turn and lead you further into the community. Well, there's not much going on. We've rebuilt some of the lofts, and you can see they're looking nice and new and shiny. Grona here has been the lead farmer, and she's been doing a wonderful job, right, Grona? And Grona says, I'm just doing what you taught me. And
if you're learning a trade, that means your time is coming soon, isn't it?
And Grona suddenly looks not as thrilled at that thought. Yeah, I guess.
A little bit of encouragement for you. It's not as bad as you think it might be. It's actually pretty incredible. Look at me. I'm traveling the stars. Never imagined I'd be doing that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But as always, there's never any hurry. You go when you're ready.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I'll go when I'm ready. And you know that these are a family, these three. Grona was just a little, she was young enough from you that she's still in the community, but not so young that she doesn't remember you. And you were kind of like an older sibling to them. And this older couple, Rosh and Kevna. Kevna is the woman and Rosh is the man. They were like your aunt and uncle. So they lead you further into this community, and you can see mats that people have woven out for display. There's no money that changes hands in this community. People just barter. Even barter is kind of too much of a description of what they do. They take care of each other. They just provide what other people need, and they get things from other people as needed.
This is 100% a co-op community.
Yeah. This is like the hippie commune of Konosh. They lead you down through the neighborhood, and some people, again, are waving to you, sticking their heads out, curious. Some little tiny Klingon kids are like, they point at you with their eyes wide and look up to their parents and ask who that is. And the community just seems really delighted to see you back here.
I think that there's a certain level of nervousness. I think that Dawa feels from the kind of the recognition. They feel at home here, but at the same time, it's like you're not really supposed to come back after you leave. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But they're happy that people are happy to see them. That makes them feel a little less nervous.
Raj, who has kind of been like holding back a little bit from you, just kind of nervous around you as well, now notices your slight nervousness and puts his hand on your shoulder and says, "There's nothing to worry about. It's nice to have you back. It's good that you're in one piece and you've made a life for yourself outside of here. No one resents that of you."
Thank you, Rosh. I can only hope that she feels the same way. I have a feeling she might be a little bit annoyed to see me.
They all chuckle at that. Well, you know how our Leth is.
I do. But in a way, she saved all of our lives, so I think she has the right to be annoyed with us.
That's for certain, Kevna says. And at that, you stand in front of one of the tree lofts. This one has 2 levels. One that's just maybe 4 feet high off of the ground, a platform built around the trunk of the tree. And then there's a second level higher up in the branches. And so Kevna steps forward and knocks on a door on that lower level. And you hear a familiar older woman's voice. Come in.
Dua rolls shoulders back and enters.
Okay. So you step up the few steps to this first level, swing open the door, and you see in her cozy apartment, which didn't exist, by the way, when you were here. You see rugs all over the floor, baskets, gifts from the community members. You see flowers hanging. Some are dried, some are fresh. Curtains. It's a very cozy, filled, small space. You see a kettle that has some water boiling and a fresh cup of tea in front of this lively older Klingon woman. Her dress is made of rags of different fabrics stitched together in a very particular way, not by mistake. The way she always used to dress. She used to say the different patterns and fabrics represented the way this community came to be. She always dresses this way. The dress has changed, but the style has not. And she sits there looking quite a bit older than you remember her, peering over some stitch work, puts down her cup of tea and looks and freezes at the sight of you. And she puts down the stitch work and the tea.
Arleth?
Dua?
Yes.
Is something wrong?
I am not sure, which is why I am here. I recently was initiated into a new house, which of course I am honored to have been allowed to do. But I have been having the visions again. It was not my intention to return to this place, but I needed to see you.
She pushes back from her small table and stands up. She walks over to you. And she looks up at you. You're at least a foot taller than her. She looks deeply into your eyes. And she says, your soul is troubled. You need cleansing. That's why you've come here.
Yes. I traveled the river. I saw many things. But none of those things were the answer I have been looking for.
The river will tell what the river tells. So we must go to the river and ask it what you seek.
Will you go with me?
Of course. You came all this way.
It is really good to see you.
It's good to see you too. Surprising, but it's good. You look weighed down in all this. What are you wearing? What is this?
Well, this is a standard issue uniform for a lieutenant on a starship.
A starship?
Yes, I serve on the IKS Worku.
A lieutenant on a starship? Well. And you see her just swell with pride as she takes in that information. Well, we need to get you back to your starship with some answers. So let's get to it. And she looks past you out the front door and calls to the three out there. We're going to the river. You all should come. We'll need some assistance. Bring some supplies. And they all say, yes, ma'am, yes. And they rush off to go in their different directions. She starts to gather some blankets, some herbs, and some pots and baskets and things like that. And she starts stuffing stuff into your arms. Here, hold this. Take this. She straps a bundle of branches to her back. She brings like bundles of what looks like would be sage. On Earth, we would call it sage, but the Klingon version. She puts on a sun hat and wraps. There's like a ribbon that comes down from it, wraps it under her chin. She says, okay. Oh, shoes. I need shoes. She goes over, puts on some sandals. Okay. Do you want to leave that stuff here or bring it with you?
I think the me I am now needs as many answers as the me I was.
All right, then. It will get wet in the river, though, just so you know.
No, it'll add character.
Okay. All right. And she bustles herself and you out the front door. And we will cut down now to the river side. The banks of the River of Blood on the just outside of this small hidden community called Greythor. She has gathered some of your closest friends from your time here, some other community elders, some other wise community members to assist in this spiritual question that you have. She has now, this is basically like straight out of a movie. Any cliche you want to assign to this, you can. But you are standing waist deep in the river with her next to you, and she has crossed your arms in front of you.
We all know how to assume this position. Yep.
Exactly. And she has reached up and has her head on your shaven, her hand on your shaven head, and her hand is covering where your wrists cross. And she says, while you're submerged, let the river take you. Give it your questions, your fears, your anxiety, and it will answer you back. And she gently pushes you down under the water and holds you there gently. Now, let's talk. What are the questions you have? What
Sure.
does Dua want to know?
So Dua has been having some trouble since they began as the chief engineer of figuring out who they can trust. They've held back a lot of who they are from their fellow crewmates in order to protect themselves. But they know that that isn't going to last much longer. And I think that the questions are ultimately, can I trust them? Who can I trust? How should I tell them?
Okay.
Like, what are my steps forward from here? Sort of those kinds of questions of self-doubt. I think that their thoughts linger a lot on Omek and all of the questions he's asked them, and the way they've kind of sidestepped him, despite the fact that he's been like so open with them. So,
okay. The first thing you see once you're submerged, this image floods your mind of, again, the sight of the crew on the riverbanks. And those angry, frustrated, disappointed looks on their faces as they call to you, come back, where are you going? How could you leave us? But those images, quickly after they enter your mind, almost as if like a shimmering mirage erases the anger and disappointment and fear from their faces and voices. Like a veil is dropped, and you actually see what's beneath them. And that is a love for you, a genuine concern, a deep, almost fearful respect. And it's something you hadn't seen before because you were seeing outer things, either that you were placing on them or that maybe it was just small behaviors that you saw and were compounded by your own fears. And the river is now revealing to you what's beneath all of that. The river also is bringing their images closer to you, so that now it feels as if they're looking at you, standing right next to you, holding you in strength and comfort as fellow warriors, ready to die with you, ready to live with you and fight and bleed with you. Another voice, as your crewmates start to dissipate, the view of them dissipates, Ra'amyan's stays. And you hear a voice that sounds like Leth, but is disembodied. And that voice says, you must persist. As you look into Ra'amyan's eyes, do not turn away. Do not turn away from this one. You must persist. And Ra'amyan's image starts to fade away. And another image starts to flood your consciousness under the river. And it is the time that you were in the house of Quebec, and you looked in the window and saw the reflection of the house of Duras forehead on your face. That forehead that you had surgically removed a long time ago looked plain as day back on your forehead. And you see yourself in that reflection again. But the forehead now dissipates like a mirage, that veil being lowered. And underneath it is your own current forehead, your ridges. This is all you are, and yet so much more, the voice says. As that image then dissipates. Did you have any other questions that you wanted answers to?
Does my presence put my crew in danger?
You put that question into your consciousness, and your image is taken to the Borku. And it is riding along among other warbirds and enemy ships ahead. You are actually standing on top of the Borku, sitting and almost observing in this ghost-like state. And you see the Borku just diving in and out between enemy fire, succeeding in killing the enemy, coming back around to kill another enemy, saving another warbird from being teamed up against by two other enemies. And you look down through the ship and your consciousness takes you down, sinks down into the inside of the ship in the engineering room. And you are there, hand in hand, step by step, blood and blood with your fellow warriors, making the ship go, making the ship have the power and firepower it needs. And there is this energy flowing among you all. And you notice the river points to you that there's no broken energy. The energy is strong. And there's nothing wrong with this picture. It's a beautiful picture. And it's a harmonic picture.
I think Dua lets their mind go still as they release those questions and accept the answers. And I think they just sort of gently tap the hand on their chest to let Leth know they're done.
And you are brought up through the surface of the water. And now you stand dripping wet.
I think I have what I need. Thank you.
Leth smiles at you. Good. Well then, before you leave, it's time for a feast, of course. Everyone, time to feast. And everyone on the shore, they've been holding like candles and different bushes and branches and flowers and baskets of things. They've also been humming this entire time. You were so wrapped up in what was going on, you didn't notice until you start to walk to shore with Lith that they were humming under their breaths, this like very low melodic tone. And they break off that melodic tone and they all kind of cheer and look at you triumphantly and then head back to the village.
Cool. I eat, drink, be merry. And then I think instead of traveling the long way back, they probably just get in contact with the Borku and have the Borku beam them up or something like that.
Great.
So,
Great. Would you like to do that outside, like the outskirts?
Oh, yeah.
Of
I'm going to like kind of make my way out. And then, because I don't want to reveal the location, I'll probably like probably give myself at least a day's distance between.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'll probably travel for like a day and then be like, okay, done with doing this the long way. And yeah.
Great. And when you beam back up, you're beamed back up onto the ship a couple of days later, and you're back in your quarters on the Borku. You are unpacking your bags and your belongings, and you find in your pocket a bit of stitchwork. And you recognize it as the stitchwork that Leth was working on. And it is the picture of the riverbank and the trees with their symbols on them.
What challenges me strengthens me. And they kind of tuck the piece of stitchwork like into like a cabinet or something like that. Obviously not under their mattress because they don't have one. This is a Klingon after all. They sleep on a hard slab of stone.
Yep.
So Delaw's back on the ship, right?
Yes. And actually...
I should know this, right?
Oh, yeah. You will have picked them up from where they were.
I'm going to send a message to Dua and be like, hey, we're playing phaser tag, where we're just stunning each other, whoever gets found. Do you want to come play with us?
Sounds good, Captain. I'll be right there.
All right. I already hit Omek a couple times, but he hasn't gone down, so you can join his team. He needs a help.
Sounds good. And I said captain, but I meant commander. But you know.
And we're going to actually cut forward to 3 weeks later. And if you'd like to, you're still playing a different game of phaser tag, because I kind of want to see, this phaser tag game. But this is now the future. 3 weeks later, you all have been on your way to the Cathar system. You are still several weeks away, but you are back on the ship. you spent a good couple of months planetside, visiting family, visiting friends, visiting former lovers, spending time with former and new lovers. And so you find yourself back on the ship. And let's pick up with a game of phaser tag in the cargo bay. Is everyone playing?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sure everyone's playing, right?
Okay.
There's an opportunity to prove one's prowess.
Mm-hmm.
I bet.
On this crew, it's necessary to prove one's prowess.
Yeah, I think we're on two teams here. We're on Team Orange and Team Kale. Team Orange and Team Kale. I chose the teams. Deal with it. So
Kale is a warrior's brassica.
a warrior keeps her system clean. That's
Kale is a hardy green vegetable. Only the strongest of digestive systems can handle it.
That's right, Dewa. So let me know who's on Team Kale and who's on Team Orange.
It's a very difficult choice. I like.
If you need if you need a sixth player, Akul, your ship's cook, is also present, and that also might be why the teams are named Orange and Kale. Maybe it's some inspiration.
I have a strong digestive system.
Yes, right. Team Kale. I am also on Team Kale.
And I can be on Team Kale too, Akul says.
You know what?
I guess that means the rest of us are Team Orange.
Orange.
The winning team.
Ghost.
Of course, Kotar, if you had it your way, we would be playing Disruptor Tag. None of this stun business.
You know, when you are right, you are right. Coward's son.
No cheap shots, Kotar. And what I mean by that is no physical combat. I mean it this time.
You disrespect my acumen, okay? You got mad because you got stunned and tried to swing on me. It's not my fault that the inevitable outcome came from that action.
No need to go into the details. No need to go into the details, like I said.
Yes,
no
that is why the commander has decided there is no physical contact. This is purely a shooting game to see who can tag the other team with these phasers that we have confiscated. So, a clean game of phaser tag.
Ghost, the ship's barber, who, if you all don't remember, he has long locks, and he's kind of a teenager. He's maybe like 18 years old, and he's like, yeah, cool. He steps forward and he's like, okay, so I'm gonna be the referee. And yes, he's a Klingon who talks like a Nuyorican. He's a Nuyorican Klingon. What can I say? All right, I have this many voices, and this is one of them. Okay,
this is House Boricua, right?
Boricua.
It's the referee, Miles Morales.
It's what's his face, but with dreadlocks.
So Gold steps forward and he says, okay, so we're gonna do a clean game. I hope my family is watching this.
Oh man, that's so good.
We're gonna do a clean game. So best first team to what do you want to play till 5 or 7?
5.
7.
5.
I see a.
5.
I see a 7. I heard 2 5s. I heard. Okay, let's do 5. I heard more 5s.
The team does not speak. We only speak with our phasers.
Oh, okay. We're gonna play till 5. So start on either side of the cargo bay, and then when I shoot my disruptor in the air, game on. And by the way, you all have set up some cargo containers as obstacles, so that it's kind of like a paintball arena where there's like walls and columns and things to hide behind. Okay, so you all set your places. Set yourselves in your places on either side of the room, and Goth pulls out his disruptor and shoots it.
Cool.
Okay. So, I mean, I guess we can like roll initiative for this.
Good shot, Ghost.
Thank you.
How
Okay.
does one roll initiative again?
I mean, right? I don't even remember for this system. But
We
we can
don't
just-
even do it.
I don't
we
think there
haven't.
is.
Yeah.
I don't think there is.
We have it.
Everyone roll a d20, and we're just gonna roll initiative like the way you do. I don't know.
Unless Kotar, you want to use that
I have quick
initiative
act.
thing you do.
Yeah, you do have quick to action. But go ahead, everyone roll a d20.
Yeah, I legit do not remember how you do initiative in this
Difficulty
game.
0, right?
We're just gonna make it up.
Do
What's
we
that?
want lower or
Difficulty 0.
higher?
Sorry, when what?
0, right? Difficulty 0.
Oh yes, this is we're just roll a d20. No difficulty here. And what was that, Jade?
Do we want lower or higher?
Well, we're gonna do lowest to highest. Yeah, we'll do whoever has a lower will go earlier.
Okay, I got 15, so
Okay.
I
can
also
top
rolled
you.
a 15.
I got 20.
I feel as okie dokie. You and I both got 15s, Jade.
All right. What's your well? We'll go by security then. So let's start from the lowest. Who rolled
I
below
got
a 5?
10.
Okay, is that the lowest? 4. Of course, Kotar got 4. Kotar 4, and then Ra'amyan is a 10. Yeah, is that next? 10, and then who's 10 to 15, or who's below 15, I should say, before, because I know we have 2 15s. Philip. Oh yeah, that's it. Okay, so 2
20.
15s.
It's just you. It's just
Yeah.
a pool.
I think Jade
Okay.
probably has the higher security than I do, though. So
Yeah, what are your security?
yeah, my security is 1. Adaj is 3.
Also, I remember when Goth shot the shot, he did hit somebody. Now, as far as who he hit, I don't know. I'm not the game master. You know what I'm saying? I can't.
Whoa.
A
When
random
he did,
person who was sitting on the side trying to place a bet. That ain't got nothing to do with the price of tea in China, sir. It is not dealing with this. Okay, stop.
I mean, if Ghost hit anybody, I would imagine it was the person who rolled the natural 20.
Oh.
So
Oh yeah, actually, no. Oh, what a point! What a point was just made.
I'm on your team, Dewar. I'm on your team.
actually,
It was
you're
on
not.
the other game.
I'm on the other team. I'm on Team
Ah,
Orange.
20
You're not a cook.
We're Team Kale.
You did get shot.
We'll leave that to Eliza to decide.
Who?
It's a good thing I didn't roll a d20.
You told the teacher you had homework. That's your fault, bro.
Dewar and Edaj, what are your security ratings?
3.
Mine is Adaj is
Both
3.
three?
I'm 1. My
Okay,
security
then
rating
okay.
is 1.
So Edaj will be sooner. Edaj and Dewar. Okay, so and then Kotar is team orange. Ra'amyan's team orange. Dewar is team orange. All right.
What did a cool roll?
Akul also rolled a 20.
Boy. Oh boy.
Team
So-
Kale having a rough start here.
Not boding well. This is how Kale starts.
Right.
Okay, it's rough. It's
Yes.
rough.
Akul will go last because I'm pretty sure the chef has a lower security rating than even the science officer. Okay, so
keeping that food safe.
I mean, security. Yeah, that's a different kind of security. True. Okay, and then I heard talk of the people who rolled 20s getting hit by the disruptor.
Oh.
We were obviously joking. You get hit by a disruptor in this game, and it's not great.
No, I
disruptors
would.
do not have a stun setting. So
Yeah, exactly.
They
I would
just kill
say.
you.
Well, he was pointing up, and so maybe a piece of the roof of the cargo bay falls on Akul, and with no damage or anything. It's just a pride thing. Okay, so first up is Kotar.
What a lovely, nice GM we have here. Because I would have made you lose some points. Can I go flank around them and get position.
Sure
Or
can.
actually, I want to use some tactics and play a little game plan.
Okay.
And I want to send Dua around left to flank, and then I want to take Ramyan and hit them from the other way going right. What does that require?
Wait, sorry, can you say it again?
Try to flank them on both sides. Dua's on the left, Ramyan and I are going to the right.
Oh, okay. Well, you can communicate that to them.
Okay.
And so in your round, in each person's turn, you can like communicate something short, quietly to your teammates. You can move somewhere, and then you can also shoot or have an action of some kind.
Okay.
Attack or whatever it is. So you want to communicate that to your teammates?
Yes, I just communicated that to them.
All right. And would you like to move to the flanking position of your own flanking? Okay. Are you going right or left?
I'm going right.
All right. And then would you like to do anything else? You could do an action. You could shoot if you like, or you.
I want to shoot Omek.
Okay. You want to shoot at. All right. So we will do this as contested roles. Control security.
You'll love to see it.
Is there going to be a difficulty to our contested roles?
Yeah, I'm thinking about that. Let's just do difficulty 1, and then to make this spicier, your teams now split your momentum pools. So you don't have a full crew momentum pool. You each have a team momentum pool. All right. So you got 3 successes, Phil? Omek?
Oh, no. I was talking about momentum. We have 3 each then. I like
You
3
have 3 each or 6
Well,
total?
now we have none each, right? Because we're starting.
Yeah, no one has any
We
momentum
don't have
yet.
any momentum yet. I
Oh.
unfortunately did not generate any momentum with the rolls that I did during my
Right.
scene. So,
But at full week, do we get 3 or do we get 6?
No, 6 and 6.
Okay.
Yeah, 6 max for each team. Just for this scene, just for this special scene.
And
okay, what did you roll?
I just rolled right now. I got a 13 and a 12, and so my control and my security is 13, and so I got 2 successes.
Okay.
No, I just want Kotar to know that. That's why I went through the whole process.
Okay.
I have
I'm not a cheater.
30, and I got a 5 and a 12. That's 15. So, damn, it sounds like I got 3 successes. I'm aiming for your dead center chest.
Jeez. Okay, so go ahead, roll damage, Chris, and then team. Make sure to keep track of your respective momentums.
so I think our Team Orange has 2 momentum now, correct? Because we rolled 2 successes over the 1.
Yes.
Is that
No,
how it works? Or is it
Excuse
just
me. Omek had 2 successes, I believe.
so that means we only have 1 momentum because we only got 1 over? I don't really know how that works.
Wait, aren't you, Dua? You're on Kotar's team, right?
Yes, I am.
So-
So we're the one that got the successes.
Right. So your team has 2 successes,
Okay.
2 momentum to bank,
Okay.
and Team Kill gets 1 success, 1 momentum to bank.
All right, I got it. I understand what's going on. Damage are D6s.
I
Mhm.
know the practice of this what's the number? Like, is it not?
It's your security
Plus your.
It depends on what is a hand phaser.
The die,
Oh, right.
the number of die, yeah.
I think it's like
So-
3.
All right,
3 plus
great.
security.
So I think it's 8. 8.
It's
die
8
you?
for phaser. Oh, 8
no,
total.
no,
Yeah.
8 total.
So
3
3.
plus
Let's
security.
do 3 phaser. Let's just call it that. Whether or not it is that in the book, we're doing it for this 3 for phaser, and then your security.
Okay. 3, 5, 6.
It's probably better that we're going to 5 because this will take a long time.
Yeah.
He's basically good. Like, do you want me to roll up?
No, yeah, go ahead. Wait, what?
3, 5, 6, 8, 13, 17, 18, 21.
Oh,
You just rolled 21 damage?
No, I rolled 8. You said 8 die, right?
Yeah.
No, you don't add them.
8d6, right.
1s and 2s are 1s and 2s.
Sorry.
3 and 4s don't count, right?
Sorry.
Jesus, I was like,
I'm gonna re-roll that.
oh, that did!
Vaporize him?
Yeah. Yeah.
It all started with a friendly game of phaser, and then Omek died.
Yeah, and then 5s and 6s are effects, I believe.
And you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, since this is, you all are not, you're just hitting to stun. You're not trying to do damage. So sorry, Chris. I'm actually gonna, in the moment, yeah.
Different.
We're gonna step back from, we're gonna rewind for a second, step back from that damage roll, and let's say just roll 1d6.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
actually, wait, no, sorry, never mind. We don't need to roll damage because we're going to 5. So you won that point. So it's now 1-0. That's the score. That's it. We don't need to do damage rolls.
All right.
All right, there we go.
We figured it out.
Yes.
We're developing the game of phaser tag right here, right now. We're doing it live, everybody.
Exactly. Phaser tag in the making. So Team
It's like
Orange.
an honorable game of Calvin Ball.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so that is Kotar's turn. Next is Ra'amyan, also Team Orange.
I will indulge our tactical officer's strategy, and there's no reason to break from this plan yet. He already got a shot off, so we're good. So I will follow him to the right, and also get a shot off myself.
All right. Who are you shooting at?
When you come for the captain, you better not miss. So.
Are you coming for me? Huh? Is that what's happening?
Yes, it would be a dishonorable move to shoot for the cook. Come on.
We need the cook to feed us.
Whoa, hey. Oh, you better not miss, Ramyan.
Contested control securities, right?
Yes.
Still difficulty 1?
Difficulty 1 for all.
Do I get to use my medicine in lieu of security?
With a phaser? Is that... because I thought that was when you use your blades.
It is. Yeah.
Do you have is your talent? What's the talent that has to do with being able to swap out your medicine?
Yeah, it's mostly up close and with blades.
Okay.
So.
And
yep.
no.
You know what? Sticking to what I didn't roll yet, but sticking to what I said, I'd like to use one of our momentum points from our team, so I can get a third roll in.
Go ahead.
Do the thing.
I also want to say I messed up earlier when I said I had a 3 security rating. I don't. I only have a 2. That was my
still higher. It's still higher.
Still higher.
I was looking at the ship and I just realized I was like, I don't have that kind of security. Just to be totally upfront, I only have a 2. Okay. Ooh,
all right.
That's still not good. You said control and security, right?
Control and security. And Ra'amyan did buy an extra die, just FYI. So if you want to also do that, you do have 1 momentum in your team's bank.
Oh, I have.
Go for it. I already got shot.
Smoke him while you got him.
Okay, I'll take that extra momentum. So I will put that back in the pool. Okay, so I get 3d20. Who goes first in saying what we got?
Whoever's ready.
Did you already roll?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. I got a 1, 2, and a 15. 15 is just outside my range. But a 1 is a crit, so that's 2, and the 2 is another one. I'm not using a focus. I don't have range attack focus, so that's a total of 3.
Okay.
2 more momentum.
Game.
So I got a 1, which is great. I got an 11, which is I have 11 total, so that's 3 successes. But I also got an 18. Is that a problem?
You're fine. Nope.
Okay, 18 is cool.
Yeah.
Okay, I was very scared that I was gonna like stab myself or something. Okay.
You got 1 and 11 and 18, yeah?
Yeah. And the 11 is just exactly what I needed.
That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can meet it to beat it in this.
Yeah. Okay, so I got 3.
So you tied. Okay. What happens now in a phaser tag?
You tell us.
A phaser off.
Let me think. I think it's a draw, so no one gets the point.
Yeah, I feel like you just don't get hit.
Yeah.
So what did Ramyan try to do? That's what I want to know.
So, all right, may I then describe some intent? So I'm following Kotar's lead, our tactical officer, and he got an easy shot off of the science officer. He's warming up. He just and I figure like, okay, let's force the captain out of her like safety position, right? So so I'm aiming. I figure she's like behind cover, and I just shoot straight at the cover. If I hit, I hit, and if not, I want to at least like dislodge the cover situation. And so forcing her to take a move.
Okay.
That's the intention.
Okay. Do you shoot at one of the like cargo containers or just near where?
I was shooting at the captain. I feel like if we are a commander, if I hit, I hit, and if not, I want to just at least flush her out of the position.
Got it. Okay. So let's say that you do hit, but she's able to hold her position. That's the draw.
Okay.
If I do hit, does that count as a point then?
No. Because we're going by the die roll really with the points.
Flasher still gotta hit something.
Okay. So Ramyan, so you made your move and you did your shot. So that's your turn, unless you want to communicate something to anyone else or say anything.
I'm just following our tactical officer's lead for now.
Okay, you don't want to shit talk your opponents or anything.
Why give away what your strengths are and let them know?
Mm-hmm.
True. All right. So, Idash, you're up next.
Yes. All right. I have a question.
Yes.
What is the source of light in this place?
It's lit. It's pretty well lit. I mean, yeah, it's going to be, there's like light panels at the top, some piping lighting along the sides of the cargo bay. There's not going to be like full shadows to hide in if that's what you're thinking, but there's these stacks of cargo containers that are creating columns.
Okay. Darn. If I had momentum, never mind. If I had momentum, it'd be a different story.
So, you could change that. Yeah, you could totally like pay 2 momentum to change the lighting or something like that for sure.
Commander Adaj, if I may.
Sure.
I say we create some sort of distraction simply by sacrificing the cook.
You out? You got shot. How are you giving advice? You were shot.
I'm chilling with the referee on the side right there. I'm yelling it. I'm telling her.
No
I
one
got the
can't talk anymore.
I got the comms right here, bro. I got the comms.
It's not out of the game. It's up to 5.
I'm just saying you should create a distraction, then use your abilities, your strengths, which is like being sneaky, to your advantage. Just saying that.
I mean, I wanted to shoot a light out, but if it's well lit with multiple light sources, there's no benefit in shooting out just one of them.
But you can cause a distraction by like shooting a couple of those trash bins there and making them fall.
Hey guys, I just want you to know that we can hear you. I just don't think that you're there, but we can hear everything you're saying. Because again, I say, he's out. I shot him. So he's yelling this over to you. But please continue. Go ahead.
Wait. He's not out though.
I'm on channel 2, bruh. I'm on channel 2. Okay.
Oh yeah. Are we hearing your message about flank them, bro?
Yeah.
Do we hear that too?
Oh my god. This is
Okay,
all
hold
part
on.
of phaser tag. This is all part of phaser tag.
Just a lot of Max talking.
There's a
Yeah.
crucial question here. Is it dodgeball rules where you get tagged and you're out for this section? Or is it like water balloon rules where you splash and you hit, but you're still playing?
Yeah, I think you're still playing.
Okay.
Because
I think we're playing to the best of 5.
Idaj got hit, but is still in because of the die roll.
It's a race to 5.
And it's to 5, really, yeah. The points. We're going by points. This is all phase tag. We're figuring it out as we go.
That's
Yeah.
right.
All right.
Still here.
Should I say what I'm going to do first, or roll to see if I'm successful?
Yeah, tell me what you would like to do.
What
First.
what I want to do is jump over my like smoking box, whatever I'm like crouched behind I got shot at, and kind of dive at the other team like a flying squirrel, with like my coat outstretched. So it's kind of hard to see which part of me is me and which part is coat, and try and shoot at Dewa and roll behind them.
Okay, so you're going to need to do, for the move, you're going to have to roll for that to see if you can successfully get yourself over there. And then you're going to have to roll for the shoot.
Okay.
So,
is that 2 separate rolls?
yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So I would
to
say
roll.
for the flying squirrel move, I would say daring security.
Daring security. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Oh wait, before I answer, how many successes do I need?
Yeah, it's all for this, for phaser tag. Let's say all just difficulty 1 for everything, so that you can generate momentum.
Okay, I got 2 successes for each of my rolls.
Okay, bank that momentum for your team.
So is that's 1 momentum, right? Okay.
So you are able to do this flying leap, your cloak outstretched to hide your different like extremities, so that if anyone tries to shoot, they don't know where they're shooting. And then you tumble and you land among the other team, which is very bold of you. So now let's have you shoot. See how you do.
All right. Cool. I'm shooting at Dewa.
We still have 1 momentum, right? Team Orange.
Yes.
We have 3 because I generated a bunch.
Oh, great. Well, I'm going to take one of those momentum to get a 3rd die.
Wait, you generated a bunch?
From our shot.
Madonna also generated 2 too, right?
Yeah.
But we already had.
Yeah, they had more from the first shot. But then you both generated 2 momentum from the Amyan Idaj shot.
All right.
We have 2 total momentum.
No, we have 3 total, Team Kale.
See? I didn't know that.
Right.
We should ask Modifius if they'll publish our phaser tag rules.
I'm going to take an extra die then, since we have 3. So I'm going to take 1 momentum away and roll 3 die.
Right, same here. And it's control security. Here we go. Hacha.
Okay. I got 2 successes.
Okay.
One.
Okay. So Idaj, where and how do you shoot Dewa?
It's as I'm diving through the air. I'm like a spinning flying squirrel thing, and I'm trying to shoot Dewa. I'm not aiming for like the head or anything, just like a leg or arm, something where it's not too painful. And as I land, I want to try and find some cover. So I'm shooting while I'm leaping through the air.
Okay, so that's 1 point for Team Kale.
Cool.
Bank your momentum, Team Kale.
Oh, that's 2 more moments. So we have 4.
You got how many successes? You got 2 successes, right?
Or 3. Yeah, I got 2 successes. So
okay, so 1
I got
momentum.
1 extra. Okay, so we have 3 momentum now, Team Kale.
The first roll, I think you already banked that momentum, right?
Yeah, she banked it and then she used it right away.
Okay.
I didn't use it, yeah. So now we have 3 still.
Okay. And next up, there seems to be a trend here. The next person who gets shot it's now their turn. So Dwa, it's your turn. Team Orange.
Yeah, I think that having been shot by Commander Adaj, they will respond by shooting back.
All right.
Seems only correct for them to shoot back. And if it's all right with the rest of Team Orange, I will once again try and grab a third die. Hopefully this time I will not waste it.
If you give us some momentum back, we can maybe create some advantages later. Just food for thought.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, indeed. All right, so I'm gonna take a die for a third die.
Me too. I'm also taking another die. I'm rolling 3 die.
I feel like this crew is at its best when they're like competing with like friendly competition
with each other. Yeah,
it's just really delightful because it's so much love.
Oh my god.
I'm curious. I would love to know how Dwa is trying to do this because it might change things.
Yeah. So as they get hit by the phaser, they kind of, I guess if they get hit in the leg, their like knee buckles from under them. And as they like kind of collapse to one knee, they sort of like twist around as Adaj is finishing her flying leap through the air and like doing a tumble or whatever on the ground and like attempting to basically get her on the landing, kind of try and disrupt the landing a little bit so that she kind of splays out instead of graceful superhero pose or landing. So that being said, I only got 2 successes. So
okay, so let me know if this qualifies. One of my focuses is gymnastic agility, and I got a 1 and a 2. So if that qualifies, I think that's 3.
That's 4 successes.
Or 4. It's a 4. Yeah, 4. If gymnastic agility qualifies in this situation.
I would say so. You said you're tumbling. Yeah.
I got 4 successes.
Yeah, I only got 2 successes.
So bank your respective momentums for your rolls.
We got 1 momentum for mine, but
3 and 2.
4 total. 4 total.
So Kale is 4 and we're
Orange
2.
is 2.
But I also did not successfully hit Adaj back.
Dwa, as quick as you are with your phaser, your commander is very quick on her feet, and she just tumbles right out of the way of your phaser shot in a very athletic, agile move.
Just a
Dwa, would you like to? Oh yeah, go ahead.
Just a growl of disappointment, and then I'm going to try and get into cover.
All right, great. Okay, Dwa, you are Team Orange. Okay.
My new dice have been rolling incredibly mediocre today. They are like, wait, what game are we playing again? What's going on? What is this?
I feel that struggle for sure. So we are tied at Team Orange 1 and Kale 1. We have 2 more contenders in this round before we restart the round. Next up is Omek.
Yes. So I'm perched or crouched behind a metal canister that's filled with all kinds of pieces of wood and things that are flammable. So there's flames coming out of this metal canister, you know, and I'm behind it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm behind it, hiding behind
it. There's a gunshot in your chest.
What? It's where I found refuge after I was shot in the chest by my teammate.
Yeah. Did you light it on fire?
How did it get on fire? Yeah.
It's a part of the game, man. Come on, we're Klingon.
Hold on. You can have that, but you have to spend 2 momentum for that to be the case.
Okay. Never mind the fire effect. Jeez.
No, do it. Just spend momentum.
Gosh, guys.
You have 4 momentum. You can create an advantage or some condition.
Yes, I'm gonna go
of those momentum.
I'm gonna go with it. There's fire there, you know, and there's, you know, it's hot, it's big, you know what I mean? It's huge, okay?
And Omek, did you put it on fire? Did you set it on fire?
The referee did. The referee. It's
Oh,
part of the
okay.
game. It makes it more exciting for him to watch. Okay, makes it more exciting. And so anyway, this thing is on fire, and what I do is I actually throw it up in the air, like super high. Like imagine just a fireball up in the sky coming down at you because of gravity, right? And that's where Kotar and Raamyan are, because I threw it up in the air pretty precise. Yeah, it was right there, right where they were hiding behind those little boxes of nothing. And I threw it, and by me throwing it, like it's coming down of them, it causes them to both split up. When the two of them split up, trying to avoid the fireball coming from up above, I take my shot.
That's gotta be another 2 moments.
Okay.
This is a lot. This is a lot. You told a whole ass story. Just
Is this guy for real?
Y'all are playing phaser tag. Omek is playing like some other game.
You said no physical contact and you threw a bomb at us, bro?
Hey, I want you to know that I have a focus in survival and hunting, okay? So I don't know if that may count, you know what I mean?
So here's what I'll say. Instead of getting a move and an action, you can use your move to do this bomb throwing thing, but you're gonna have to roll for it. So
I have a question. If Omek is successful at using his move to do this insane firebomb from the sky maneuver, do we get an advantage next round?
Wait a minute. I'm athletic and I'm gonna want to challenge this move.
You're gonna, it's contested for both of you. So Kotar and Raamyan will both roll to, I guess, dodge this or however you want to deal with it.
is this like a stun grenade, basically?
Yeah, it's like that and a distraction. You know what I mean? Because it's like, you want to get hit by my phaser or you want to be on fire?
It's not a bad tactic if you can pull it off. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it's very funny hearing you describe this. So
yeah, but do you get any points for him hitting them with fire?
Well, if he's, I mean, let's just play it out.
Okay.
All right. So Omek, go ahead. We'll this is still like a ranged attack, basically. So I think still control security.
And can I also use another momentum, Commander, for another die?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so control and what'd you say, GM?
Security.
Okay, all right. Okay, here we go. So we only have one momentum now. Okay, so I got a 14, a 14, and a 17, and my range is 13. So there's no successes, unfortunately. It's very humid
after
here.
all of that.
You try to lift this flaming cargo box, and first of all, you're like, and it just kind of stumbles into the middle of the room.
It's amazing.
Luckily, it's still our turn, isn't it? Cool.
Well, no, he's Omek, you still can try to take a shot. I mean, if that was your move. Actually, no, I'm sorry. Never mind. You failed that. You can now move into a different position. Let's say that was your action. That was a lot and you failed it. Sorry.
I bring so much dishonor to Team Kale.
Would you like to move anywhere?
Yeah, I want to just like avoid getting hit by fire and the phasers. So
you hide behind some cargo containers.
Okay,
yeah,
let's do that.
All right. Okay, and now it is Akul, and where are my stats at? Where are my stats? There they are. Okay, so Akul is now going to. Who hasn't been shot at? Raamyan, have you been shot at? You've been thrown a thing at, but you haven't been shot at.
That MacGyver-esque bomb was just trying to be thrown at me and
actually, Kotar, you haven't been shot at either, huh?
No, because he wasted his shot attempt at throwing a bomb.
Stop! It's embarrassing. We know. It happened.
How many momentum does Team Kale have?
You gotta have 2.
We
Well,
have
you used
one.
up 3, right?
Yeah.
So you have one left. So I'm
We
not
have
gonna.
one.
Okay, Akul's not gonna use that. Akul is just gonna take a shot at Ra'amyan. And that is one. Oh, just one success.
It's contested, right?
Yes, contested.
I'm going to use up one of our momenti.
All right.
So we're down to 1, but I'm hoping to get it back. Seven, 8, 8. That's 3 successes.
All right. So you skirt out of the way of Akul's
get 2
phaser
back.
shot, and you get 2 back. Akul will then just like hide behind the same containers as Omek, and says, "This is good practice, but I am not great at this."
Hilarious.
Okay. We're back at the top of the round. I believe we're still tied, Orange and Kale, at 1 point. So,
How is this room made up? Now I'm lost. 'Cause-
okay, yeah, I have it in my brain. So I'll describe to you what I see in my brain. Think of it as a pretty square room. On your side of things, so let's say I've kind of just been placing wherever you want to hide. There's like a column there for that first round. So I'm imagining there's like 3 columns of the cargo bay containers. One of them is missing the topmost container, and that container is in flames in the middle of the room. And so continuing to describe that side of the room, Omek and Akul are hiding behind the centermost, the middle column on that side of the room. Does that make sense? So if it's like 1, 2, 3, if it's like 1, 2, 3 on that side of the room columns, the one on the right from your view, Kotar, is the one is missing the flaming box. The one in the middle is where the 2 of them are standing, and the one on the left is empty.
Okay.
And then on your side of the room, yeah. So flipping your view, imagine you're now on the other side of the room. We have on the right side behind that column are Kotar and Ra'amyan. And then in the center is Edaj. Edaj, you didn't say you wanted to move for cover, so you're kind of out in the open, just FYI.
It was part of my role, wasn't it?
Did you tumble behind somewhere? Okay, make sure you declare it next time, just FYI.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
But it's all good. So let's say Edaj is hiding on the other side of that middle column. And then Dua is by that 3rd column.
Okay, got it.
All right, cool. And so Kotar, it's your go.
Amyan is after me, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I want to grab Ramyan and say, shoot. And then I want to throw him towards that pillar where Omek and Akul are, so he can like get behind them and shoot them both. And then I want to turn and shoot at Adash.
Do you agree to this, Ramya?
Are we fastball specialing this? Is that what's happening?
Yes, we are.
I feel like even if I, in the moment, would be like, well, let us examine our option.
Is this 2 moves or 1? Is what I want to know.
The throwing of Ra'amyan, I think, is 1 move. And then if you're successful, let's do it like with Omek. If you're successful at that, then you can also take a shot off.
Okay. Is that 2
Am
moves?
I assisting because I'm the one being thrown?
Sure. Yeah. We can have you assist.
There's a sense.
Well, they're using people. You haven't used anyone in your things.
Wait, what I want to know is how are you going to assist, right? I mean, are you going to stand straight like a spear? You're going to curl up into a ball? What you going? Come on, man.
Yeah. Is Ramyan flexible? Is he good at being thrown? My doubts here.
There is such a thing. The earth sport of cheerleading explains that there is a difference between a stiff body designed to be thrown and one that is limp and falls to the prey of its enemies.
No, tell me, Ramyan, do you know how to cheerlead? Do you know how to cheerlead? Is this in your past? Is this a focus of yours?
It is not. I just want to roll to see if I even do it.
Oh, guess what? I also
Hold on. The difficulty. I am going to make this a little bit. Yeah. Let's figure this out because this is not your standard like phaser shot, obviously. So the difficulty is going to be 2. And I think fitness. If you have suggestions, what would you suggest for a discipline?
Let me ask, how tall is Ramyan?
Like 5'10"?
Commander security, I guess.
I feel like it's different if you were tossing
Security?
who is 5'3" versus someone who's 5'10".
Well,
He's
it does.
Kotar.
The
He's
dice will
the
decide.
one.
7 feet tall.
Yeah. The dice will decide.
Anyway, so I feel like fitness makes sense. In the past, like accuracy and physical stuff seems to be security.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Fitness security. I want
Fitness security.
focus of athletics. And,
Okay.
Can we spend momentum to get another die? What's that leave us at?
You should do that.
No, that's what I'm gonna do. But I'm saying, if we have 3 right now? Is that 2 or 1?
If you're getting 1 die, then it's just 1 momentum.
Perfect. All right. Yep. I want to do 1 momentum. I want to use my focus and security and fitness. Right.
Okay. Difficulty 2.
And then I'm assisting after this.
If he gets any successes.
If he gets any success. Damn. That's a 5 and a 10. 5 and a 10.
Okay. That's 3 successes, right? Because the 5.
Yeah.
All right. Quincy, go ahead and roll.
Fitness security also?
1 die. I'm just imagining this cheerleading move, like the prepping for this throw is actually like Ramyan, like in a pyramid motion. Exactly. Okay, and then whoop. So bank your momentum. You hoist Ramyan onto your shoulders in that cheerleading move, and then just like throw him over to the other side of the room towards that
stiff leg, tuck the neck, stiff leg, tuck the neck, stiff leg, tuck
great
the neck.
Great job, Ramyan. We may need like a cheerleading team on the Borku.
Oh my god, Klingon cheerleaders. That's fan art I need.
Yeah,
in
that's
my
the
life.
cosplay I need. Yeah.
It was an elective at the academy, okay? I went to school, they had general education, and I took it as an elective, as physical education.
The truth comes out about Ramyan's cheerleading past.
It's having unforeseen benefits.
Ramyan has not been the most coordinated person physically on the ship.
I'm trained in several forms of ritual combat for the purposes of clarity.
Look, I'm just gonna say as commander, I'm like, where is this coming from? Where is this coming from? Where is this when we're in battle? We're playing laser tag and they are cheerleading, tossing each other. I'm gonna. In fact, I will even take a little bit loss where I will peek my head and be like, "What? What is happening?"
Which is beneficial. So when you do that is when I shoot you. Because how are you surprised that we pulled off this miraculous move when I'm a freak? But yeah, that is what
the next time that we're in combat, we just have to say, ready, okay.
It's the fastball special. It's the same as when Beast throws Wolverine.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so take your shot.
So another security control.
Yeah, control security for both of you. Difficulty 1. I think phaser tag needs some ironing out of the rules, but I believe in this. I believe in phaser tag. I think this works.
I do too.
Are you trying to shoot at me? Am I rolling d20s too?
Yes.
I think so.
I'm taking our 1 left momentum and taking another die with it because come on, man. Come on. I'm rolling 3 d20.
What was that?
We have 5.
We have 5.
What? We have 0.
Can Yeah, he's wondering did I already use it with the throw because this is a different thing.
Wait, right? What was the difficulty on that last one?
It was two. And we got
4.
Yeah, we have four momentum right now because we got
Well, this is a separate thing, so
take a momentum, get 3 die.
Love to hear it.
Like smoke them while you got them because they'll just disappear once we go to the next scene.
Am I still control security for receiving this shot?
It depends on how you'd like to deal with it. Are you dodging it? What are you doing?
Well, before we look at the rolls, I want to know what Kotar is going to try and do.
Shoot you in your face because you popped out to say, what?
Excuse me, rude. How dare you? Is that what you want to go for? Is that how you want to shoot me, Kotar?
That's exactly what I'm going to do because winning becomes before all else.
How did you roll?
Very well. I got 3 successes.
Okay. So I also got 3 successes. I got a 1, which is a crit, and like a 9. So I can't use my focus because I got the 1. So I don't know how this is going to play out exactly.
So it's a draw. So no point. No point.
Yeah.
This is also tennis rules, by the way. So you can only score a point if it's your turn.
Okay.
Quincy. I know. I mean, we're just making this up as we go along.
So then I shot and you, oh shit, and got down.
All right. Okay, so no point there, but a successful cheerleading move by Team Orange.
It did fill me with rage, if that helps. I'm very upset about this.
I feel like this point we should be like whoever gets the next point wins.
I mean, we might want to, because also we'll go ahead and take our break now. But yeah, we're still tied 1-1, and it's been a long time.
The break is happening while Ramyan is midair.
Yes, exactly.
That's where they cut to commercial if this were the full show.
What a fun game of phaser tag as a cut through. I did not know it was going to become a
I mean, sometimes you just got to go with the fun. Just go with the fun.
Where the game takes you.
Yeah. Exactly. Okay, so let's take our break here. We will be back in 10 minutes. And don't go away. We'll see you soon for more phaser tag. Welcome back to Blood of the Void, our Klingon adventure here on QueueTimes. We are in the middle of a phaser tag game. We have created our own little weird bubble of modified rules so that we can have our players play a game, a friendly game with no damage taken. They are going to play till 3 instead of 5 because we realize how long this takes. But when we left off before the break, I believe Ramyan was midair in this cheerleader move that he and Kotar were performing and successfully lands. Where were you aiming for, Ramyan?
I got, I believe the term is yeeted behind the other two around the same post, right? Around our cook and Omek.
Okay, so you'll be in the middle post?
Yeah, behind. I guess I was thrown behind them.
On the other side of the post, or like towards the wall?
The other side, like so that I have an open shot at them.
Okay, so by the wall, behind them. Mm-hmm. All right, cool. And you are also up next.
Perfect, because one, I would like to check, does the phaser have a wide setting? And if not, I would like it to have a wide setting.
It's a standard. We talked on the break that it's a standard Starfleet phaser. So yes, it would have a wide setting.
Great. I set it to wide, and I get at both of them.
Okay. All right. So
wait, well, hold up. This is some type of like setting on your hose, like that you can just go ahead and put that, you can do it to spray if you want. What's going on? What's going on?
Standard issue Federation phasers have a wide setting.
Aki, talk that talk. Talk that talk.
And now that you know that, you can do it too, Omek.
There's some Team Orange BS is all I'm saying.
I'm prepared.
Okay.
Anyway, so does that affect the roll in any way?
You're going to roll as normal. They're both going to defend.
Okay, great. I would like to also use 3 of our momentum, of our 5 momentum, to add 2 d20s to our roll.
All right. And yes, this is, this is control security and though defender. So sorry, who are you? You're trying to get Akul and Omek?
Akul and Omek.
Okay.
You added 3 momentum to get 2 additional die?
Correct.
Yes.
And let me ask, does any spatter of phaser count as a hit?
It really, we're going by the die roll.
Okay. All right. I'm just curious.
I made you all full screen. I don't know how to get out of full screen.
That'll just be
sorry.
a setting that you put to your phaser, Dodge, is splatter setting. Okay.
I'm splattering in everyone's face. Okay. I know this.
Okay now.
Round.
What?
Captain's prerogative, I guess.
Okay.
I didn't say it, so I'm good.
Okay, so Akul and Omek make our rolls. Oof, no success from Akul.
Could this be the match point set?
I feel like this is why I'm on the team with these two. Like, is that how we decided these teams were made? Oh, come on. Oh, Meg, help me out a little bit. What'd you roll? You're muted. What'd you roll?
Wait, I'm not rolling.
You are.
Wait,
You
I'm
have to
rolling.
roll against.
Oh,
Yes.
shit, that's right. That's right. It just
And
one. Just one.
no. You're gonna roll 2. The
Oh.
difficulty is 1. And depending on how you'd like to, you can do control security, or if you have some other creative way to dodge out of this way.
I just
But-
did control security from what
Okay.
I was been using, and I have 2 successes, a 3 and a 5. Booyakasha! Pew, pew, pew.
Do you have any focuses that apply here?
Any focuses?
I have sensors focus, so I know where these guys are. You know.
That only works if you're using the ship's computer.
Okay. I got hunting. I got survival. I have spatial phenomena, weird things in space.
No.
Technically, you're in a space.
No,
you're weird,
no.
bro. I'm
Honey,
gonna shoot you.
no.
Okay. Okay. Let me stop.
But hunting and survival, I feel like you can make a case for those. One of those. Which one would you like to use? And what's your case for it? Make it good. you muted again.
Bro. Oh my
I'm sorry. My bad, bro. It's been 2 months, bro. I would like to make the case that I'm a survivalist, so I could survive this. And I listen a lot to Destiny's Child.
Oh my god.
I'm a survivor.
I'm just gonna give it to you. Survive. You didn't need to go. You didn't need to do all that. Like, okay. Survivalist is fine.
A lot of Destiny.
So you rolled but your security rating is, what is your security rating? You're muted again.
Yes, my security rating is 4.
And you rolled a 5, huh?
A 3 and a 5, so that makes it
3
Oh,
and
a 3 and a 5. Okay, so let's,
three
all right,
successes.
3 successes. And Ramian, what was your roll?
I rolled 4 die. I got an 11, a 12, a 1, and an 18 for a total of 4 successes.
Yeah.
No focuses, but I had a 1 anyway. So.
Yeah. All right. So it sounds like you got your 2 hits here.
And I believe 3 momentum back for the team.
Love that.
But we also win because we now have 3 hits.
We did say we were going to 3, and you got 3 hits.
I'm blaming this on Beyonce.
You leave her alone. People try to blame her for stuff she ain't even do.
You leave Queen Bee alone. You are a drone. Oh,
Don't bring her into this.
She ain't
Sorry,
doing nothing
guys.
to do.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I was totally kidding.
Tricorder in your bag swag over here.
Oh my god.
Okay, and with that, the phaser tag referee, Goth, steps forward and says, "That's it! 3 points for Team Orange. They are the winners," and fires his disruptor pistol in the air again.
Lots of grunting and chest bumping, you know.
I'm gonna take this chance to launch out from behind the other team where I've been skulking around waiting, and I'm just gonna throw myself at both Omek and Akul. I'm gonna like fastball special myself and be like, "You guys!" and just throw myself at them lengthwise, like a bar, as like a team cheer, but also like, come on. Yep, that's what I'm doing.
And
Okay.
I try to catch her, but I didn't have that as an elective. I didn't have cheerleading as an elective, and I fail miserably, and we fall to the floor again.
Okay.
I don't have to roll for that, do I?
No.
No.
Thanks, Omek. Thank
It was honorably won. Well done, Lieutenant Ramyan.
I have
You
not
have
done
brought
that
us to
since my
victory.
academy years.
I
But perhaps, Kotar, we should have that in our arsenal for future battles.
Yeah. I want to step on top of the flaming thing and just laugh in Ramyan's face. I'd be like, next time the fastball special will be our opening move.
All right. Well, as a gesture of goodwill, I'm gonna go over and bang my head against the other team to be like, "Good job, you did well," and just like headbutt each of them in turn, and just bang them hard. And I will give them the agreed upon reward, which is a bottle of Terran Earth brandy from New Zealand.
Drink that is made of weak fire. I like it.
It is spelled Brindy.
That's right. I heard that New Zealand brandy or whiskey, I don't know what I said, is the fanciest of all.
We shall drink to your good health.
And with that, it's back to business as usual. You had your fun, and now it's back to maintaining your journey towards the Cathar system. You all head off in your respective directions. Oh, Philip, are you trying to tell us something? Okay, I saw your lips moving. No?
Oh,
Okay.
sorry. It's just a bad habit. I'm just
No,
copying
it's okay.
you. I'm copying you. Sorry.
Oh, that's weird. Okay. Do you always do that?
He likes to say his coworkers' lines or his other actors' lines while he's performing as well.
Oh my god.
All right, season 1 Fresh Prince.
Is this our silliest game session we've had?
Listen,
It's
we
the
haven't
high
had
bar.
the chance to play together in 2 months. I'm
Yeah.
sure our viewers understand that we're just feeling ourselves right now.
I hope y'all
I
know
love
we're
it.
just extra loopy today. Okay. What? Okay, so heading back to your respective places. Edaj, where are you headed?
Right after phaser tag?
Yeah, or later that day.
I'm going to shower and wash this shame and sweat off of me. And then I'm gonna go for a swim with my battle shrimp because we haven't been spending enough time together. So I'm gonna shower and then dive right into the tank where I keep my very large battle shrimp.
Oh, how large is this tank?
The tank, it probably, for like standard issue quarters, it probably takes up at least like half the length or half the area of a room. And that's where I keep my battle shrimp. Because if you know shrimp well, you have to give them space enough to grow. Otherwise, they are, sized by the volume of the container that they're in. So it's also salt water. So I like to kind of just float in it with my shrimp. And we will sometimes hold hand and claw and just kind of like float in circles together. So that's how we bond. I like to do it to
You what?
I like to do it to relax, is like floating in saltwater tank with my shrimp.
So yeah, that's what you do after phaser tag. Spending this quiet time in your room with your battle shrimp. What's your battle shrimp's name? Does it have a name yet?
Yeah, Pamirs.
Pamirs?
Pamirs, yeah. And I like to, I keep a bottle, sorry, not a bottle, a bowl of gak on the side, and I'll just throw in like a handful to my shrimp and like a handful to myself. And it's just like relaxing bath time with Pamirs and me.
Yeah. Great. After this relaxing bath time with Pamirs, you get out of your tank and you see that you have a message. You had put your messages on silent for this silent time. So you just see a blinking light on the wall panel.
I'm a little bit wary, but I go over and see what the message is. I'm also wearing a bathrobe now because I don't want to put on my battle armor so immediately.
You open up this message and it is a video message. So it displays on the wall panel and it is Nivek. And he says, "My love, was just thinking about you, writing a new story, and I can't help but put you in every story. I just wanted to see how you're feeling. I know it's been a while since I've seen you, but sometimes I wish I could be on that ship with you. Take care." And he signs off.
I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling myself. I just had this crazy physical game of phaser tag where I was really amped. I came back to shower and relax. Got some like wet tub time going on. I'm still in my bathrobe. I'm just, I'm gonna put do not disturb on my ship's on my like quarters, and just I'm gonna take some time to send a message back to Nivek. And just be like, don't disturb the captain. Captain's busy right now. So y'all take care of yourselves. Captain's busy.
Got it.
So, yeah. And especially, Kotar, do not bother me in this time.
The proverbial sock on the door.
Yeah. That and I'm gonna be out of commission for a while.
Okay. Shifting over to Omek. Where do you go after phaser tag, or what do you do later in this day?
I definitely want time to myself, but not that kind of time. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and meditate. That's something that I learned, and I'm trying to understand it, and it kind of makes me feel good, but I don't know yet. So I'm still doing research on it. Still, the verdict is still out, like whether or not I enjoy it or not. So I'm gonna try to do it again. This time I'm gonna try to sustain my concentration for at least a good 20 minutes and try to just let time go, or just try to be in the moment. So I think that's what I'm gonna do.
So yeah, back in your quarters, you go to your regular meditation spot in your quarters, and just like with anyone who has gone through the ups and downs of meditating, it's very hard to not just follow every thought thread that comes through your mind. And you think about the phaser tag match that you just lost. You think about Akul and what he might be cooking for dinner. You think about your mom. And then, of course, you think about Bosch, your dad. And you start to follow against your fighting to like not follow those threads. You can't help but think about Bosch and follow that thread a little bit, wondering what it would have been like if you hadn't run into him again, if you had never known he was even still alive. And then you catch yourself and say, wait, nope, I'm meditating now, not thinking about Bosch, just thinking about what's here in the room, present. And then your 20 minutes of meditation ends. Do you do anything else in your personal time?
I think I really struggle with that. Just the thought of Bosch entering my mind, it just created a lot of angry thoughts for me, and it made it more of a challenge to meditate and to be present, to be right here. So that's, I think, that's what makes me more fascinated, I guess, with meditation, is that the ability to truly try to let go, but also be present at the same time. I think I wash my hands, that was another thing I do. I take a shower, wash this body, this temple, see? Yeah, that's about it. Sorry, I just really did that just because I wanted a reaction out of my castmates. That's the real reason why I said that.
It's a good reason to do things in a TTRPG, so. Okay. So we shift over to Kotar. Where do we find you post phaser tag?
God damn, you already finished your meditation, or I would have came into really messed with you.
Well, it could be on the heels of the meditation.
Okay, and at the heels of,
or after.
While Olmec is washing his temple, I'll come into the room and be like, "Hey, what's up, not winner? Come drink with me. Be a part of the team. It's okay. I respect and love you, even with your faults." Olmec and Ramyan, Dwa, and I, the winners, are drinking in the cafeteria. You should come with us.
I would like to drink with you, but I'd like to do it fully clothed, if that's okay. Would you mind stepping out of my quarters so that I can change before we can drink?
Logic persists that we are all born naked, so we should not feel uncomfortable around an inevitable part of existence. Forget that I am also half Vulcan, dude. Bye. Come to the cafeteria.
You're letting your true Vulcan show.
And then I go to the cafeteria.
Okay. So yeah, you head down to the cafeteria. And before you head down to the cafeteria, though, is there any personal time that you want to take? Anything you want to do?
I'm gonna go to the room, my room, to grab more wine because the brandy didn't really hit a phase. But also, while I do that, want to shoot off a quick message to my mom and to my partner. But I want to keep it low. I don't want anybody to know about that. So shoot that off real quick, and then go to the cafeteria.
Okay. Great. And who are you meeting in the cafeteria?
Dwa and Ramyan.
Dwa and Ramyan. Okay.
What about me, bro? Damn, let me change first.
So,
You already have your clothes on. That's a you thing, dude.
And speaking of Dwa, where do we find you before the cafeteria and after phaser tag?
I think they take some time to check in on their engineering crew, make sure that everything is running the way it should be. Probably checking in on a few tune-ups, making sure that the assignments that have been given out are moving apace. I think that knowing that Kotar wants them to meet in the eatery for celebratory drinks, I think they're going to attempt to intercept Ra'amyan beforehand.
Okay. Ra'amyan, where do we find you when Doa reaches out to you?
I have gone back to my quarters immediately. And after just like chilling out, I don't set it to do not disturb, but I do make sure my door and stuff is locked. And I like to do a quick research of the senior staff now that I've learned, or at least met, or at least witnessed a lot of their either parentage or like old lovers, new lovers, like stuff like that. Now that I have a little bit more information about some of these people, I want to research that to see if any of them have like suspicious house affiliations. Omek seemed to have a thing with his dad. Does his dad have like suspicious house affiliations, etc., etc.? Like, even if no one here if everyone here has an alibi, as it were, maybe their family and friends don't, and maybe that will reveal something.
So
I'd like to research them basically.
Gotcha. Are you researching the family members, or the like suspicious family members, or the staff members themselves, and then from there?
Kind of the senior staff, but using their family members as like, now I can reference off of something. Like, was this actually the child of blah blah blah? Was there like, if we have Kotar, it's like, okay, I saw Kotar's, Klingon Bridgerton love thing. I was like, do those parents match what we know about Kotar? Does the parents match what we know about Omek, etc., etc.?
Okay, go ahead and let's do a roll on this.
Do we keep any momentum from earlier?
Well, let's actually start with because that was like 2 teams of momentum. What did you all end with, by the way?
We
0. 0
on our side.
0 and 5. Well, we could just say yes. Let's say 4, because minus the new scene, and then now we're back to the regular shared momentum pool.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, you have 4 momentum. You're going to do a database search, and I'm thinking I'll let you choose either command or security for your discipline, and then insight.
Okay, I'll do command.
Okay, insight command. It is the difficulty. The difficulty will be 2.
Okay, I have focuses in both Klingon politics and threat assessment.
Oh yeah, threat assessment for sure.
Difficulty 2. I will use 1 momentum.
All right.
Ooh, that was close. I rolled a 19. The threat range was normal, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. Perfect. I also rolled a 2 and a 7, so that's a total of 3.
Okay. So bank that momentum. You're back up to 4. And so, yes, you do this database search on your senior staff members. You do the search on Idaj. You see that her parents, with a little digging, you do see that there is a very public record of who her parents are, even though she doesn't really share who they are publicly. But you're good at this type of security searching. So you're able to see, yes, they're who they say they are. There's a record of their house and their associations. There's no holes there. Same thing with Kotar. Kotar's parents, one is Vulcan, one is Klingon. His father is from kind of a lower house, but there's no holes there. It seems like the associations all stack up very neatly. And the Vulcan side of things, you're not able to search as deeply into that, but you also don't have very clear reason to suspect that Vulcans would be in line with Duras's. So that seems to kind of shape up well to you. With Omek, you do see a big hole, which is his father. With a little bit of digging beyond what is on the page in the Klingon database records, you see that his father kind of disappeared from his life at a young age. And it is unclear whether his father passed away or not. There's a statement from his mother that says that she has disassociated herself with his father's house, but that's it. That's all she says about him. She doesn't say if he's dead or alive or abandoned or something. And then when you get to Dua, there's also a hole there. But it is cleverly covered up. With your successes, you just notice that it feels like something is pieced together here. And actually, Dua, can you let us know what Ra'amyan would see on your Klingon database record?
I think that essentially the story that they tell that the previous chief of engineering was like an adoptive mother to them is sort of what's on record, is that I don't think it blatantly says that they're orphaned or anything like that, just that they were raised by the previous engineer and trained by her. But it doesn't go much deeper than that. I think that there's probably some like subtle inference that that Jawa is not this woman's child, like biologically. But otherwise, yeah, it's not like there isn't anything necessarily being hidden, but there is a lot of things that are not being said.
And specifically what the hole is that pops up for you, Ra'amyan, is that when you cross-reference Riek's record in the Klingon database, you don't see any mention of Dua as a child or as their offspring or anything like that, or as having raised Dua. You just see when Dua was brought on as their second in engineering, but there's no other mention of their relationship. So when you cross-reference those two, it seems like there's something missing from Riek's rather than Dua's.
I download that information as well as Omek's information into a pad. And I take that and stash it, as well as a couple mechlets on me.
Okay. And at that moment, you get an alert from Dua.
Will you walk with me to the dining area?
Yes. I believe we should have a conversation on our way.
Of course, if you like.
Okay. So the two of you meet up in the hallways of the IKS Borku near your quarters, and you start your walk.
Did you find your visit back to Ponosh satisfying?
I did. I learned many a great thing. It was an honor to be part of a great house again, or a house to be great one day. My own house was taken before its time, a dishonor by some patach who I've yet to find out. And yours?
My house is of little consequence. Now that I have found this crew and this ship, I finally feel as though I have something worth representing.
I feel that way as well. You know the ship very well, do you not, Dewar?
I make it my business to know the ship well. If I don't know it well, then I'm afraid we are all in very big trouble.
In that case, I have a question for you. Where's a
Shoot.
room? What is the closest room that, let's just say, is off sensor range, unless specifically listened to?
It's an interesting question.
And I shall let you pick because I want you to be able to make this decision yourself.
Should I be concerned, Lieutenant?
I should ask you the same thing. But I'm a man of honor.
Did we start a new game when I wasn't? I feel I'm a little bit caught off. There is
the question I give you is for both your own safety and as a warrior of honor. I do not wish to make you vulnerable if that is not necessary.
I believe that the commander prefers our interrogation chambers to be a little bit more secure than other places on the ship. What happens in there is on a need-to-know basis.
Would you prefer I lead the way?
Of course.
I start heading there.
Okay. Dua, do you follow?
I cannot turn away from this one.
Okay. So you both make your way down to the interrogation chambers. And go ahead.
Close and secure the door and make sure that the video feed isn't running.
Mm-hmm.
At which point I take the pad and both my mek'leth, put them on the table. That is to show you that I am not intending to start anything. But if it comes down to it, this is your chance to face me forward and not behind my back. And as I gesture to the mek'leth, and then I gesture to the pad, and this is for you to know what we are to speak of before we speak of it.
Dua picks up the pad and takes a look at it. Ask your questions.
While you are not of Riek's house, you have told us that you are Riek's second because you were raised by Riek. And yet, Riek's record, dying as an honorable warrior, has not yet included you. Why is this?
I came to Riek late in life, when I was in a time of needing to find a trade for myself. I was old enough to no longer be considered a child, but young enough to not yet be of any real use. To be blunt, I have been raised by many.
Can I roll some sort of insight to see if they are trying to hide or omit something, or does it just feel like they're just being this is just the situation.
Yeah, you can definitely roll insight command. And Dua, if you like to try to hide truths from Ra'amyan, then it can be opposed.
I do not think that they are going to attempt to obfuscate. I think this is a matter of asking the right questions more than in an attempt to omit anything. This is very much in Dua's like kind of second nature to sort of deflect questions. So.
Would you still like to roll insight, Ra'amyan?
I feel like Ra'amyan doesn't know what Dawa's intention is right now, right? So to even know that, I feel like needs a roll.
Okay. All right, go ahead and roll insight command. Difficulty will be 2.
The temperature
again with
jumped in my room
assessment?
by like 10 degrees. Yeah.
The heat is on. What was that, Ra'amyan? What was that, Quincy?
Again with focused threat assessment.
Sure, yeah.
Ooh, 3 successes.
Okay, bank that extra momentum.
Yeah. So you get the impression from Dua that it's not that they're like lying or omitting anything. They're just very used to kind of deflecting indirect questions. It's obviously a defense mechanism.
Yeah, and you recognize that is a behavioral pattern of someone who has been doing this a long time.
Dua. I want to make them. I try to take a thing of like to make them feel safe, and that's partially what all the like blades on the table pad. Like, I'm not trying to ambush them. I'm not trying to like. I will fight first. It is if a fight happens, I want us to be on equal ground situation because we're still Klingons. And I tell them, on your honor as a warrior, on our honor as crew members and crewmates, on the ship's honor, of what house are you, even if you say it is of no consequence? I must know.
You know what house I am of. But I am supposing you mean, what house was I?
Of your bloodline, yes, correct.
It's interesting to be raised knowing that you were tossed aside. I do not fit into the neat little boxes that Klingon houses like to place their children in. I have no inheritance, no power, no rank or place. And so it was easy to shuffle me into an offshoot of that house and forget about me. Perhaps they were trying to forget I existed. Perhaps they were trying to keep me safe. I will never know. But the betrayals of my house made me more than a thing to be discarded. It made me something to be destroyed. Though I do not look it, and I took great pains to do so, my house is not beloved. Indeed, it is one of the most dishonored. And so I run from it, if only to prove that not everyone from that ilk is as corrupt, as vile, as dishonorable as the Pataks that have made their name from it. I take no pleasure in claiming the name. Do you insist I say it?
I must know, but that's why we do so in the privacy of this room.
And what happens once I tell you?
The things you have said, your perspective of this house, and your service aboard this ship speak much more than a bloodline does. But I can only reveal to you the consequences once I know for sure.
I never met my father. I only ever saw his face once in a photo. My aunts I have little knowledge of. My brother as well. The Duras family is one of unspeakable shame.
I nod. I say, as I say, Dawa, you understand as well as I do the dishonor of that house. But I've seen you fight along us as warriors. I've seen the way you take care of the ship and its crew. I see the way you act with honor with the senior staff. You appear to be an honorable warrior. But you understand what would happen if anyone in Klingon High Command, in the High Council, the captain, the crew, especially the crew that does not serve under you or serve with you, there are hungry becks all about, eager to make a name for themselves if they were to discover someone who is hiding their heritage of such a dishonored house.
I have spent much of my life believing that I am defined by my choices, not my blood. That is how I choose to live.
And I, while
But
I do understand... So, go on.
You go.
Well, I do understand that the houses and the politics of the Klingon Empire do rule the society in which we live. And it is the society in which warriors must serve. I do believe that each warrior must demonstrate that service through their actions and through the company they keep. You have chosen to keep this company instead of keeping the company of a dishonored house. A house that, though dishonored, does have its spies all about, does still manipulate and work to regain their status. And I must let you know that because of our experience together, I shall not reveal your secret. But I was informed by others interested in the Borku and its service to the House of Quebec that they know you are on board. Even if they do not know it is you. Sooner or later, I believe you will have to face this publicly. I shall not be the one to reveal it. Do not make that a mistake of mine.
Do you know what happened the last time the Duros house crossed the Klingon Empire? I was placed on a boat and sent to my death. Believe me when I say, I have no desire whatsoever to be associated with that name or claim any of the titles that I might inherit. I am Dua of the House Quebec of the IKS Borku, and I serve the ship and its crew.
And I'm Ramyan, son of Dash, of House Kivik. I shall serve the ship and its crew. I will not be the one, but you must know this storm is oncoming. And whether or not you choose to take those names, and you choose to live through that bloodline, that is a choice I respect. But it may not be a choice everyone else does. If you trust us, and you trust the crew, we can only save you if everyone of us know. Not the entire ship's staff, not every beck and cook. But when it comes time to stand for your loyalty, and for us to come to your defense should it happen, you must be able to trust us and trust that we will trust you. Honor, too often by the Klingon standards, are individual. It is about when a warrior conquers, when a warrior is victorious, or when a warrior dies. I do not believe this. I believe the honor of my compatriots is my honor, and I defend theirs as my own. Klingons do not die as individual warriors. We die as a group of warriors. We do not die as individual ships. We do not die as a crew, part of a fleet, part of the Empire, part of our houses. If you trust us and you wish us to trust you, you must tell the crew. You must tell the senior staff. I shall not do this for you, as a respect and as a mark of honor.
I understand.
You have my trust, but I cannot guarantee the entire senior staff will protect you until you have earned theirs.
I know you are right.
I slowly pick up the pad and I delete it in front of them. Like, clear it in front of them. And I put my mek'leth away.
I thank you. I will consider your words. But I know you are correct. Now that it is known, I cannot hide it. Especially not from our commander. Or from... I will tell them. But
when you are ready. And I unlock the door. Boop.
I suppose we should go and have some of that Ra'andi now.
Yes. I hear it is made of a type of grape, I believe. And I wave to the door.
Soft fruit grapes are.
Okay, so you head down to the cafeteria. Okay. Cutting to the cafeteria doors, sliding open, you see Kotar sitting at a table with this bottle of brandy.
Greetings, fellow Team Orange. Have you ever actually had an orange? Apparently, our
Who let the togs in? Who let the togs out?
I was going to say a
Targ
targ runs by.
companion does not enjoy oranges and has objections. They are a good Targ, but a very opinionated one.
Kotar runs off to tend to this targ that just starts barking for no reason, leaving the bottle of brandy and several cups in front of him. And then Kotar comes back from tending to the targ.
Dua will pour out a couple of glasses of brandy, noticing that there's one more than the three of us. Is anyone else joining us?
Yes, that fool Ramyam should be. Omek.
Excuse me.
Yeah, it was a mistake. You know, you both can't fight, so I mistake you sometimes. Omek is coming at some point.
I believe that it was the Amyan who won the match for us, using his very clever ingenuity and.
Is the person that kills the boar the one that threw the spear, or the spear itself?
Perhaps neither the warrior nor the weapon can act without the other.
I feel as though we are splitting hairs. Ah, Omek.
You didn't see me. You know why? Because I crept up behind Kotar and I smacked him in the back of his head with such authority. And I said, "Good game, Team Orange. Good game."
Is that what that was? A smack? I thought a mosquito bit me.
Mosquito bites
drink.
Are nothing to laugh at. Those are insidious wounds that the mosquito can inflict.
Yes, I may be tiny, but I'm mighty.
Strange Klingon.
I noticed the commander had do not disturb, so I suppose we should let them be.
Yes, I don't know what that is all about, but I do not believe that it is ever a good idea to disturb the commander when she is busy.
Probably just spending time with her shrimp. She loves it so.
Sure. Spending time with her shrimp. Okay.
Or her cats.
Anywho, how's everyone doing?
Well,
so we have a victory to celebrate. Well,
do.
3 of us do.
Hey, now.
I believe that loser buys.
Of course. I got you. Let me see. You guys got any extra Darsic laying around? My bad. I left it in my quarters. Sorry. Can I that Darsic is money.
We are on our own ship. I'm fairly certain we don't actually have to pay for our food.
What a crazy excuse.
Oh, we do? Then let me go to the replicator. Goodbye. I'll be right back.
That guy, he's a weird one.
What is an orange anyway?
It is apparently a piece of. It is orange. It has a thin skin. Inside are segmented pieces of tart yet sweet fruit. They are pulpy.
Doesn't sound great.
They have an interesting mouthfeel.
I scroll through a pad, the pad I brought, which still has access to like normal stuff, and he goes, apparently there is one that when you squeeze it, blood comes out. They call this one a blood orange.
Oh, we must
I
would like that one
a
much
blood
more.
orange.
This one looks much more appetizing. I hope it tastes of blood as well.
Yeah.
Certainly does.
I'm gonna storm in there with my bathrobe on, like distressed because I was interrupted in the middle of something, and say, all of my senior officers in one place, are you planning a mutiny? Because if you are, let me be the first to stab you. Are you planning a mutiny? Why are you meeting without me?
I do have one question. If, hypothetically speaking, we were planning a mutiny, I do not think that we would then immediately say we are planning a mutiny to you when so easily asked.
Subterfuge from you, Kotar?
I didn't say that was what's happening. I'm simply saying if that situation were to exist, logic persists that we would not tell you that it was
Dewa, are you planning a mutiny?
I like being an engineer. I have no interest in being the commander of this ship. You do so adequately when you are not groveling on your knees.
Commander, for the record, I was on Team Kel, your team. That's it.
And with that, Edaj, you're in your robe. It sounds like you have a blade with you, but do you have a communicator or anything on you?
No, I get a notification because I set up a lot of notifications in case certain situations arise. One of them is if all of my senior officers meet without me there, that is suspicion. So
sure.
I came busting out while I was in the middle of a very busy video recording to come and see what was happening.
Okay, so
that's it.
Okay, so you don't have your communicator on you right now, but Ra'amyan, you get an alert that is you see that it is addressed to both you. Actually, sorry, you get an alert. You get an alert. That's it. Sorry, I'm making this more complicated than it needs to be. It's when you look at your communicator, your pad, actually, you see that you've gotten a confidential encrypted message from Counselor Ra'al.
I open it since it's only on the pad. If it's all text, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So this message reads, "You'll be getting orders of where to go exactly, but you can hear it from me. You'll be going to the planet Vorseth. I have a connection there, and I want you to meet him." And she gives you the name of someone who is named Tereth.
Tereth. Contact on Vorseth.
Tereth on Vorseth. He'll be waiting for you there. And
was this addressed to just me confidentially, or
that
like
one?
Is it...
Yes, that message is just to you. It's that encrypted, confidential message to you. And
from the counselor, from Ra'al.
From Ra'al, yes, from the High Counselor, who was the Megan Thee Stallion-esque Klingon. And
body yada yada.
Body yada yada. So just you all have your brandy together, and Edaj, whenever you do head back to your quarters, your Do Not Disturb has been on, but you do see a blinking light for a message.
If I head back, I'm gonna pull my robe off one shoulder and like play the message in anticipation that it's from Nivek.
Okay, it's a text message, so you open it up and are immediately disappointed. The text is from General Ronar. This is also confidential and encrypted. And it says, Ikeas Borku, Commander Edaj. Your orders are to proceed to the planet Vorseth. You will observe the situation there and assess and assist the Klingons that are present. End message.
Okay. I'm a little bit disappointed, I will say, but I receive a message and understand what's going on.
Okay. And with that, we will end our session here. We had phaser tag. We had lots of personal messages home. We had some brandy. We had some talk of insurrection. What a day. What a day. So, folks, join us back here at QueueTimes at the next last Monday of the month, which will be August. We will be here continuing this Klingon tale and adventure. And thank you for joining us. I'm Lisa Pearl. This is Blood of the Void. See you next time.